Hi everyone, it's Jennifer Hoffman of enlighteninglife.com, and in this little video I want to talk to you about what's happening this week with the upcoming October 15th full moon and why things are so challenging right now, why so much stuff is coming up, and why you're starting to feel really, disillusioned by what you see going on in the world. Yes, we have props. So first of all, let's look at 3D reality. So 3D reality is an illusion, just as all of our reality is an illusion. And that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. What it means is that the aspects of the world you live in, of your reality, are created by your thoughts, beliefs, intentions, and the energy that you put into it. So we have to start thinking of ourselves as more energetic beings, but we also have to start thinking of ourselves as these master creators, authors of our reality, which gives us authority over our reality. And as such, we create the reality we want to live in. Well, up until very recently, we have been in a strictly 3D reality, kind of like this little apple here. So the authors of 3D reality, which are not necessarily us, have decided that they want us to believe that the 3D reality is it. It's all there is. It's wonderful. It's amazing, except that we're starting to see holes in the 3D reality because they're all about domination and control. The 3D reality that exists in totality like this is only possible when everyone believes in it, when we buy into it. So if we buy into this illusion that this is all there is, that we need to support this reality, then all of our energy goes to creating this reality, and this is what happens. Well, what's been happening over the last few years, probably about the last 12 years, when we had the last spiritual awakening cycle with Jupiter and Virgo, and now we're into another iteration of that since September of 2015, is our 3D reality is starting to come apart. It's getting holes in it. And I've used this example in a video a few months ago of how 3D reality is unraveling. So once you start seeing the holes in this 3D reality, it starts to come apart. And we're seeing this, for example, with this upcoming presidential election, with the debates, with the candidates, with all the weirdness that's going around that. Well, what's happening is 3D reality has lost its congruence. It's no longer a fully functioning reality. We don't like it anymore, and we're starting with our greater awareness, and we have all these new energies coming in. We're expanding into higher dimensions, so we're expanding into 5D and above. This 3D reality has lost its luster. This little apple has now looking like this, which is a mess. But what we're seeing is, as the mess, is really the process of unraveling, I turn the apple on its head, unraveling the 3D reality, and now it's it's turning into this. Hang on, my other prop. So what's happening is, as these bigger energies expand, so let's say this is 5D reality. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to turn this into this, and in the middle is this, because the process goes from seeing the wholeness of 3D reality, realizing that it's not all that, unraveling those aspects of it that no longer make sense to us, bringing in this energy. And remember, ascension is an integration. It is not a takeover. We are not throwing out 3D and replacing it with 5D. We are integrating these new energies. Well, what happens when the apple starts getting bad is all these holes start appearing in the reality of 3D, which they should, because in truth, 3D reality has no spiritual energy. So the thing that keeps 3D reality together, our belief that it is all there is, suddenly starts coming apart as soon as we become aware of greater energies, and now we're integrating it in the reality paradigms that can only exist when we're willing to allow ourselves to be dominated and controlled. All of that 3D energy starts falling apart, and we start seeing big holes in 3D. There is no peace, there is no love, there is no joy, there is no justice. 1% of the population owns 90% of all the world's assets. Where's the justice in that? Well, that only comes with greater awareness. So our desire to be more connected, more congruent, more spiritually aware, more of the spiritual beings that we're supposed to be, starts pulling apart the 3D reality. Well, the boundaries then of 3D reality start expanding because this energy is coming in and it's forcing 3D apart, and it's showing us all the holes. So here's what we need to do, and this is an important part of this process. We can turn this into this because, again, it's an integration. But we need to look, so wherever we see the holes, we have two options. We can look at the mess and go, oh, the world's a mess, it's a horrible place, we're doomed. Or we can look at the holes and start putting 5D energy everywhere we see the holes. So where we see war, we need to interject peace. Where we see discontent and disharmony, we need to interject harmony. Where we see the potential for greater awareness, greater love, greater joy, we need to interject those energies, because it's those of us who are willing to, who allow 5D energy and who are aware of 5D energy, who can start this process of turning this into a greater expression of itself and into more of a congruent reality that we want to live in. While this may look on its face like a really great thing, the truth is it's extremely limited. It's closed. It's a closed system. There is no room in 3D for spiritual awareness. There is no room in 3D for real peace, joy, love, compassion, kindness, all of the things that we really want in our world. There's no room in this, because this is the domination and control paradigm. So as soon as we look at this and go, I don't want this anymore. I want peace, joy, love, compassion, kindness. I want to be integrated and connected, then this has to fall apart. And you'll see that this is true in your world too. So if you have this 3D reality where you think everything's going great, and all of a sudden you look at your life and you say, I'm not really happy with this, or I want something different, or I want to feel more joy in my life, I want to feel more fulfilled, all of a sudden your 3D reality starts to unravel and it becomes this. Then it's time to bring in this energy and start filling in those gaps with a higher frequency, a higher vibe energy. And that's where we all are. This full moon brings that to bear. Plus, one other aspect of this period that lasts through this month and into next month is we have Saturn squaring the North Node, which brings all of our karma, all of our soul groups, all of our soul cycles, our karmic lessons, all of that is now coming up under the electron microscope so that we can look at it and bring in higher energy. So where are you feeling unfulfilled? Your 3D reality just unraveled. Where are you feeling no joy? There's a hole in your 3D reality. Where are you feeling the need for more love in your life, to feel more fulfilled, to feel more expanded? Your 3D reality just fell apart because you're bringing in new energy. You're creating space for that energy. And this is why you're looking at your life going, wow, I just don't like this anymore. It's because you suddenly have access to this energy and you need a place to put it. So in order for you to create the space for it, your 3D reality has to unravel, and then this can come in. And you can create something great and wonderful and new, but you can only do it when you don't criticize and judge and regret and get depressed that now what you thought was great suddenly looks like this. So our challenge in these next weeks and this coming period is to recognize that this energy is here and it's slowly coming forward. And as it comes forward, our 3D realities have to expand to accept it. Because the peace, joy, love, abundance, the fulfillment, everything we want is in these 5D realities. This is the spiritual energy. And we're no longer content to live in a physical, spirit-less world. We want a greater sense of awareness. We want a greater sense of connection. We want more love in the world. We want to live in a more integrated reality. And 3D had to make room for that and to allow these 5D energies to come in. So this is going to be a very exciting weekend. A lot is happening right now. If you're feeling tired and just anxious and you just want to go to bed and wait till this is all over, you're not alone. But that's not really the solution. If nothing else, while you're in bed, set intentions for the higher reality you want. Set intentions to fill all these gaps you're seeing in your life with a higher frequency, higher vibe energy. Let more joy in your life. Intend more love. Intend peace for yourself and for the world. Intend fulfillment. And that's what's going to allow this energy to continue to integrate so that this eventually becomes this. But again, it doesn't replace it. We don't throw 3D out to make room for 5D. We actually are integrating 5D and expanding our 3D realities so that we become this divine spiritual beings that we are, and we integrate our divinity into our humanity. This is Jennifer Hoffman of enlightenminglife.com. I hope that's helpful. These are tough times and they demand high beams. So shine on, because we really need our lights right now. And we'll get through this because we're all working on it together. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.